We are supposed to run into chaos. We are supposed to run into destruction. Bible specifically says it's death. Death means point of no return. Okay? It is supposed to lead us to a point of no return, and that's how it's going to lead. I mean, look at our politics, for instance. He mentioned the story about fear. You see, both parties are inflicting so much fear. You see, it's not one or the other. It is fear, so vote for me.
All of the system
Be afraid, vote for me.
From all sides, the system is based on fear.
Based on fear. That is what our politics is. That is what our country is evolving into. A country where everybody is afraid of each other.
Then my question is, why does it have to be, from a practical point of view, what do we do is there anything that we can do to at least slow this process down?
Yes.
There's not enough people there are not enough thinkers or whatever. I don't know. There's just not enough thinkers or whatever to seem to turn this around,
Well, the thing is, it is going to start with one person.
Unfortunately, I hate to sound skeptical, but America is in decline. The world is in decline. You don't believe that? No? I do.
Look.
Am I wrong?
We are still at a point where we can reverse it, provided we truly follow the teachings of Jesus.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Truly follow, the theological word is the salvific redemption. We need to understand, what did he redeem us from? What exactly, he just led us into salvation. What was that? See, we are failing to notice one thing. Let's go back to the knowledge of good and evil and the Genesis time. See, a lot of what is written in Genesis is extremely symbolic, especially about creation and all of that. But that symbolisms, it does have mysteries behind it. Okay? And it is not without mysteries. We are looking at it in a very structured, organized, interpreted sense of what Genesis is, but we are failing to look at the mysteries of it. See, there are two clues in Genesis of what Adam was like before he decided on the knowledge of good and evil. Okay? One of that is, God is giving him plant-bearing seeds and asking him to cultivate the land. Plant-bearing seeds is mentioned in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, God is providing capital. And God is allowing to tap into his resources, which is the earth. See, so are we operating on the capital God is giving us? That's one question you need to ask. Second question is, when Adam was cultivating the land, he was doing it without any heuristic knowledge, nobody to tell him, okay, this is how you cultivate the land. He did not have the tools, because you're not talking about a small plot of land, where he's going to just dig the ground and put a seed in there. That's not what it is. It is the Garden of Eden. Okay, how could you cultivate it without any tools? See, there is water. How do you regulate water? See, cultivating is very complex, and you can vouch for that. It is not an easy thing to do, but yet he did it. See, that is the participation in theistic activism, as I wrote in my second book. Okay, participating in theistic activism. In other words, the power of the Holy Spirit. In other words, the wisdom of God. Okay, that's what it is. And the second thing that in the Bible specifically mentioned, God invited Adam to name all the birds in the air, animals in the field. You see, I tell you, we are here 5 people. If I'm going to introduce each of them and I'm going to ask you 1 hour later, do you remember their names you want?
I would today.
Huh?
I would today. Anthony, Debbie, Paul.
You are good at it, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. Don't ask me an hour from now.
Yes.
Yeah. But you see, that is how handicapped we are. Okay? But Adam has to literally name hundreds and thousands of them. And he needs to remember their names. And he had to do all of these in the absence of a scripted language, in the absence of any means of cataloging any of them. It is just by the power of his mind he was able to remember all of that. You are a computer scientist. I'm going to tell you something. Even to date, with the multimedia computers, we haven't finished doing that. That is how incredible the task is. Yet Adam did it.
Well, I study. I try to put particles of things that I pick up from various people. I try to assimilate them and say, okay, how can I use that to in a positive way? But I guess I'm skeptical in that if I study history and I look around, I just can't help but wonder that, kind of touching on what I said a few minutes ago. We're just, what do we do to reverse? I know each individual person can only do a small part. But,
all right, let's address that.
But the example
Okay.
I would give is if everybody, I mean, I don't know how to say this, but if everybody would just, or if most people would just pick up a piece of paper off the sidewalk or whatever.
Let's address it.
What a better world it would be. But it's like so few people. Is it me and the way I'm interpreting? I guess my question is it me and the way I'm interpreting things, or am I? Are we headed on a course of?
Okay, let me answer that. Okay, the answer is in the salvation of Jesus. Okay, what did Jesus do when he visited the apostles the first time after his resurrection?
He invited them to follow him.
No, the first thing he did, he breathed on them
Oh, yeah.
and told them, receive the Holy Spirit.
Well, most of us don't have the Holy Spirit then, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
But we're not applying it.
Exactly. Because by way of Jesus, his death and resurrection, what he did was he restored in us the Holy Spirit. And we are living a life for the last 2,000 years without the Holy Spirit. That is where the problem is. That is where we are having all this chaos and all this destruction, all this fear, and everything that goes on is that we don't have Holy Spirit in our lives.
Yes.
Even though the Father in heaven is breathing into us the life and the Holy Spirit, every moment of our lives, we are living without the awareness of the Holy Spirit we have within us.
That I believe.
Yes.
Okay? That is where the problem is.